What's up, everybody? Jason Hadley here from the Hadley Hour. You're listening to the Hadley Hour here on Indie100.com, the Mix.fm, Planet Platypus, Excite Radio, Libsap.com, WLOR.net, our newest affiliate, Nomad Radio. We're going global, bitches. Yeah, good times, everybody. Good times. Welcome again to the Hadley Hour. You're listening to this Hadley Hour. There it is. The good old dance backbeats. For those of you that have GarageBand, highly recommend it for background music. Well, actually, I don't, because I'm already using it. But nevertheless, you guys, you tuned in. You were listening to a great song, Highway Robbery by Redline Addiction, to answer the question posed to me by my guests in the room. But before I do that, I have to take a quick moment for myself and just let everybody know that Indie 100, our flagship station, and, of course, all the other affiliates that we air on, of course, that being Indie100.com, the Mix.fm, Planet Platypus, Excite Radio, Lipsap.com, WLOR.net, Nomad Radio. We're growing, folks. We're growing. So if you want to check us out, check all of those websites with all of, and you'll find me on the schedule, because I lack organizational skills and don't keep track of that kind of stuff. In the meantime, I did want to mention we have some great guests in tonight, some very, very cool guests. And actually, if I may say, the first of this genre of entertainment. Normally I have TV actors, I have movie actors, I have singers, I have comedians and such. But today we're delving into the world of the webisode. And so I have with me Agnes Estelle, the famed Agnes Estelle, played by Beth Robbins. Did I say that right? Beth Robbins, did I get it right? Okay. Susan Sommer. And, of course, directed by Laura Black. So thank you guys for coming in today. I really appreciate you coming in and blessing the Indie 100 flagship studio here.
Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Excited. Yeah.
So let's kind of dive into it, because I've never really gotten too deep into the world of webisodes before, but and you guys kind of cater to a very unique niche, if you will. So Laura, why don't I ask you to kind of just give everybody kind of an overview of what Sessions with Agnes and Estelle is all about.
Sure will. Agnes and Estelle tells the story of two women of a certain age who have been together quite some time, and we call them our ballsy older gals, patterned after our inspiration being the Golden Girls.
Okay.
But they're our gay Golden Girls, so they cater to the crowd that is over 40, but yet also appeal to those en masse, because whatever we're dealing with is something that everyone can relate to. Right. That we've found anyway.
Well,
and doing with humor, of course. And,
sure.
Of course.
Well, and I noticed in watching some of the webisodes myself that there's a certain, it kind of goes across the board, because you do have those funny moments, but then you have those really sincere and heavy moments.
Right. Well, we really want to make sure that the first thing is about the characters and about their relationship. And they're so great together that you can't take your eyes off of them. So I'm very fortunate that we all, came together for this kind of thing.
Sure.
So yeah, that's our main thing, and hopefully make you laugh and also make you think.
Yeah, absolutely. Susan, Beth, anything you want to add to that as far as
just that it's an honor.
Oh, I got an email, by the way, in case anyone was wondering.
Just that it's a pleasure and an honor to work with these two ladies. They're fabulous to work with, and there's more laughs on the set sometimes than you actually see, especially when we're doing serious stuff.
Right.
You guys sound really good on the radio. I just noticed how nice your voices are.
Well, I have this knob here that I turn.
Wow.
It kind of
sounds so good.
It's equivalent of putting like Vaseline on the lens.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're at that age too. We need the Vaseline.
I'm all gauzed up.
Well, now that you said women of a certain age, so if the viewers guess, do they win anything?
Yeah.
Well, they can guess, but we're not going to tell them the real thing. So we'll just throw that into
right?
a jar.
Let's keep it at 40.
Yeah, right.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's the 22nd anniversary of your 40th birthday party, it's all,
Right.
How dare you?
I know, how dare I, right? So I mean, Agnes and Estelle, from the perspective of Agnes and Estelle, I mean, how do you guys see yourselves as far as like kind of engaging in the world? I mean, as your characters as a couple.
Well, we're in it. We're full-fledged card-carrying people. I mean, we live in the world. My partner, my husband, if you will.
That was a question I was going to get to.
Yes.
Was who wears the pants in the relationship?
Oh, wow.
Or the pantsuit. I mean,
It's a three-piece suit. Thank you very much.
And she looks terrific.
Yeah.
in it. Absolutely. So yes, and I, as Estelle, have been blessed to find.
You're Agnes, babe.
Excuse me.
I know.
Yes,
That's,
I knew that.
that's the menopause episode.
And as Agnes.
is it getting hot in here then cold in here?
Yeah, very. I need this thing around my neck. Or a fan. Anyway, yes, as Agnes, I'm very blessed to have in the series someone who provides for me and treats me like a 50s traditional wife, almost a 60s traditional wife, I would say. I mean, I get all the goodies, and I do work around the house, and I'm very serious, and I have charity, and I have friends. I have lady friends in the neighborhood who accept us and love us. We have dog stuff we're involved in, and we're a very busy, mature couple who just happen to be same sex. Sort of.
What are you intimating?
Not sort of. Not sort of.
No, I'm being funny.
See, I see it as more Archie Bunker and Edith Bunker
Ah!
than Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Agnes is Edith Bunker for sure. She's just sweet and loving and little ditzy and a little confused about things. And then I am Agnes, who is...
No,
You're Estelle.
Estelle.
We cannot get out of this menopause episode. Hey, wait a minute. You should see
Maybe
these
we
two when
should
they're trying to
change
remember
suits.
lines. Okay.
As Estelle, I'm a little more take control, and I'm trying to provide for her and make her feel beautiful.
And she does, and she does.
Okay.
Yeah. So
2-3 minutes at a time, in fact, right?
Yeah, two to 2.5 minutes each. Yeah.
But for those 2 to 2.5 minutes,
Right.
those 2 to 2.5 minutes,
Yeah.
it's idyllic, right? It's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, exactly.
Has this ever been done before?
If it has, it's very few.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I kind of posed that question rhetorically because I can't think of anything where and that's what's so kind of groundbreaking about this, because if, all things considered, you're catering to a relatively finite niche as far as the characters, but you have such broad appeal. Another email. I'm a very busy guy.
Thank you for taking the time for us.
Actually, later I'll close that out. But in the meantime, I don't know. It just seems like you guys are kind of you're onto something new.
I think. Well, I'm hoping so. That was our goal, and plus to keep it in very contained time. So really, you don't have to invest a lot of time to watch an episode.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it says a lot. That's what we think happens. With whatever we put out there, we feel it really runs the gamut, like you said, with humor, with pathos, and also makes you think as well. So if you can do that in a contained segment, then we've been successful.
I think that's the difference. There are plenty of web series, if you will, but they're usually 15, 20 minutes an episode. Ours, 2 minutes.
Right.
So like Laura said, you're not investing much time. You're just like clicking on, watching it, relating to it, and interestingly, the people that we're reaching who are responding are not necessarily the people we thought we were catering to.
Oh, yeah.
We have a huge young audience. We have male, we have female, we have straight, we have gay. So it really kind of runs the gamut. I think everyone that I know has watched it except my mom.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
But you don't sound shocked.
No.
Well, but does your mom know
I took
what
away-
a webisode is?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. As soon as they make a laptop with those jitterbug size phone, buttons on
right,
it.
Exactly. The size of a sofa.
I really think, too, part of the issue with us is that every issue, except for the last one of this season, which was intentionally sort of left hanging, has a beginning, middle, and an end. And so as actors, it makes it much easier, I think, because there is resolution of some sort in each of our... It's just... may I say that the writing in that area is just amazing.
You may say that.
Thank you. No,
I'm only going to give you 10 minutes to say that.
well, and I don't, it's like people say to me, people say, I've watched this, and it's like a little mini story.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a mini story. We get to be part of it. It's a blessing. It's great.
Well, I think that there's such an important utility to the 2 and 3 minute style format because, it leaves you infinite room to expand out. Each one of those webisodes, would you agree, is really a half-hour episode in and of itself if you really break it out, right?
Right.
It could be, but I think it's more interesting. One of my favorite episodes, there's like no dialogue.
Oh.
It's about body image.
Okay.
And it's each of us looking at ourselves in a mirror, in different mirrors, and looking at how we've aged and looking at what works, what doesn't work, and there's no dialogue.
Not even the sighing?
There's no sign. Yeah, it was done. MOS.
Yeah,
there's out sound.
One line at the end.
Yeah, there's one line at the end, and people responded really.
Right on. Well, that is our play out for this break music here that you're hearing right now. Again, you're listening to the Hadley Hour here on Indie100.com, the Mix.fm, Planet Platypus, Excite Radio, Lipsap.com, WLOR.net, of course, Nomad Radio. We'll see you in a minute. It's the Hollywood Rockin' Wrap-Up with your host, Jason Hadley. Jessica Simpson was recently discussing finances on the CNBC show Closing Bell. Despite an estimated net worth of $150 million, you'd think Jessica Simpson discussing numbers on TV would be more like this.
Three fabulous flyers. What? Nothing?
Attending the annual Counterculture Burning Man Festival, Susan Sarandon gave a moving speech praising Timothy Leary and his work with LSD. Or, more likely, attending the Counterculture Burning Man Festival, Susan Sarandon hallucinated she gave a moving speech praising Timothy Leary. Taylor Swift's boyfriend Calvin Harris may be in hot water after he was photographed leaving a massage parlor known for what they call in the industry as happy endings. Don't be surprised if her next album is 43 minutes of a spoon scraping against the bottom of a Haagen-Dazs container. And that's the Hollywood Rockin' Wrap-Up. Follow us on Twitter at Rockin' Wrap-Up. That's right, at Rockin' Wrap-Up, everybody. You're listening to the Hadley Hour here on all those stations I mentioned before. I'm not going to do it right now, but we'll do it later before the next break. In the meantime, if you want to reach out to the Hadley Hour, you can, of course, email me directly at comedian Jason Hadley on the Gmail, I think it is. And you can always follow me, comedian J Hadley, on the Twitter and of course Facebook, comedian Jason Hadley. And actually, you know what? Before we I want to get some contact information for you guys as well. In studio with me, we got Beth, Robbins, Susan Sommer, and Laura Black, the director and actors of the webisode Sessions with Agnes and Estelle. Welcome back, everybody.
Thanks.
Hi.
All right, so where can our listeners find out more about or watch episodes of Sessions with Agnes and Estelle?
Well, they can definitely go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Agnes and Estelle, and that's Agnes and ampersand, not just not spelled out. And Facebook.com Agnes and that one's spelled out, Agnes and Estelle. Please like us, please subscribe to us, and you can always follow the Twitter handle at Agnes and Estelle.
And I want to touch on that for a second here in a moment, but before we do that, Susan, where can they find you on all the social media stuff?
Well, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, Susan Sommer.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Twitter account, Susan. Summer23.
Okay, because S Summers 1 through 22 were already taken, I assume.
That's right.
Indeed.
And where else am I?
Well, you can find her on the corner, Hollywood and Vine.
Yeah, well, I actually, yes, www.susansummer.biz.
Oh, that's right. And Beth, how do they find you out in the world these days?
I don't know.
Okay. You're like, I don't even know where I am.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have a Facebook account. I guess it's Beth Robbins. I don't know. And Twitter is Scrappy910. So I'm so challenged in this area. It's better that they come to my office on Wilshire Boulevard.
And she does really great casting sessions. Yes,
she's fabulous. No, seriously, if somebody wants to find us or contact us, we're on IMDb, which there's millions of people on IMDb,
right?
And you can find Beth Robbins there, you can find Susan Sommer there, you can find Susan J. Sommer there, because SAG-AFTRA made me change my name.
Oh, really?
And I think you can find Laura Black if you want to know more about somebody that can write a whole whole story in 2 minutes.
Yeah, right. So
and in a whole
You should
story,
teach
too.
a class. You could teach a class how to write a whole story in 2 minutes.
it'd be very quick.
You'd have a very short class.
I'm just
yeah.
saying, like learning annex length, but Harvard quality education. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're in and out of there in 5 minutes,
Yeah,
baby.
right. Leave
that's
your
right.
car
6 minute
running.
abs, everybody. 6 minute abs. 5 not enough. 7's too much.
Yeah.
So actually, you'd mentioned something about the popularity. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there's only a small handful of episodes of this at this point, right? I mean,
Well, we have 13.
13.
Yeah,
Okay, so
well,
that's
plus the
technically a
pilot,
season.
Yeah, we do. It's not technically. It definitely is a season. That's kind of how we ended it,
Mhm.
and we ended up ended up a cliffhanger, so people would.
Ooh.
What's going to happen
Oh,
next time?
Who shot
Yeah,
JR? I know.
exactly.
Yeah. And we're-
Season 14, I'm going to be coming out of the shower, so you might want to tune in.
But you know, and you'll think, oh my God, this was all a dream. We dreamt this whole episode,
Yeah.
all of
right.
this whole series up. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So now, talking about the popularity of this, I mentioned 13 episodes because popularity's begun soaring for you guys with this thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, soaring might be a little generous, but I mean, but it's definitely gotten
taken
better.
off.
It's
It's
taken
taking
off.
off.
We are finding some
yeah.
really good people.
Don't
from
we have-
God knows.
I was going to say, don't we have to say that the fact that we're a niche within a niche, almost within a niche, a web series itself is a niche,
Mhm.
and then we
We're
cater...
bitches in niches.
Bitches. Bitches and niches. That is
Or
it,
bitches
my
with
friend.
niches.
Amen to that. But, yes, but we are. So within that, I mean, I know that one of our episodes, what did it pass? Like 9,000 views, 10. It was amazing.
Do you
and
know how hard I fight for views? I mean, you guys, I'm
it
impressed.
was amazing, but it really comes from people liking our page and sharing.
And sharing.
So
yeah.
if you go to Agnes and Estelle and there's something there you think worth sharing, please like it and please share, because we're really doing this. It's a labor of love in many, many, many ways.
that
you
you
know.
hope will be a labor of money
Well,
and
yeah.
fame and power and
but that,
Sharing is caring.
right.
yeah, but that comes,
Right.
if you're doing stuff for the right reason. And this is a very, as our director says, it's a very underserved market.
Mhm.
It's not the market of, the lesbian stuff that guys, kind of fantasize about. These are
Go
real.
on.
These are real
That's
people.
Susan. That's season
Susan.
2.
This is a lot more like, I imagine this is a lot more like flannel and softball.
No,
Aha,
We
good.
live in a fabulous house.
Good.
And my sweetie over here dresses great.
Yeah.
We go to the bowl. We do all kinds of fabulous things.
But we do reach across every aisle. So our whole thing is like inclusion.
Yeah,
It's like,
good.
right,
Okay.
right.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about how it all started.
Yes,
because
please,
it
please.
wasn't just, oh, I have an idea. Let's do a webisode. How many years ago? 4 years ago, Laura?
I don't know, 3 or 4, yeah.
3 or
something
4
like that, yeah.
years ago, Laura had written a play and was casting it.
Mhm.
And she cast Susan and I as Agnes and Estelle,
Okay.
who were two older lesbians who were best friends with the lead character.
Okay.
And somehow these two characters just jumped out. Everyone fell in love with them. Everyone thought we were really lovers.
You got the spinoff.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and then the play was over. We all went our separate ways. We
Uh-huh.
kind of stayed in touch. And one day I was talking to Laura and I said, we got to bring back Agnes and Estelle. I mean, come on. That was just too much fun. And within like a week, she had written 6 episodes. We got
Take my
Susan
class.
on the
It's
horn.
only $10,000 a semester.
Well, because I had actually seen the that original with the two
From
of
the
you
play.
with the
Yeah.
two of you in the garden.
The
thing, is
pilot.
it? Or so- yeah, the pilot. And I thought, first of all, the chemistry between the two of you was so natural.
Yeah,
you know what I
stupid,
mean? And
stupid.
everybody kind of really owned their roles. I felt the coupleness, the coupliness. You know what I'm saying? Of how you guys could finish each other's sentences and
Yeah,
et cetera and so forth.
And that you can't fake that. I mean,
No.
that's that. I was very fortunate because I had gone through the whole casting process, and then not only do you have to find people that are good actors, they have to have great timing, and they have to have great chemistry, like you said, and bang, bang, bang. 3 for 3 for me.
Wow. So talk to me about kind of, I mean, these are relatively short in, the span of galactic space-time, 2 minutes. Merely a blink of an eye. What are these like to shoot?
Well, we really do the run and gun kind of process, but I'm fortunate that I have really good people helping on set. I do wear a lot of hats, everything. I shoot them, I edit them, I direct them, I bring the food.
Write them.
I write them.
She
Yeah.
makes the
Right.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Really, she brings sandwiches.
She does.
Yeah. So in that regard, there's a lot. But then I have some really great people that come and help out on the set with sound, with lighting, with different things that help us get going. And
All
then,
of a sudden, someone's like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing in my house?"
Yeah, I know. Wait a minute, we'll just be 2 minutes, believe me. But we shoot a number a day, depending on what our day is. We can shoot about. I think we've shot as many as
Five a day.
five in
Five,
one day. Yeah.
5.
So
Wow.
it's like it's boom, boom, boom. But what the great thing is they have the material ahead of time. They've got they go off book. We're really, really prepared. We know what we're going to do, and we know what each episode's theme is going to be. So we're really very focused on making sure that theme is realized throughout the not only the episode but the series itself.
So short of the season episode 13 cliffhanger leading into the next season, I mean, is there a linear progression in this story, or are these just kind of individual little vignettes, if you will?
Well, they're self-contained, but in the order in which they're presented, you learn a little bit more about the characters and their personalities.
Mhm.
So that was intentional to just give you a little bit more pieces of who they are as people.
Gotcha. Now, Susan, I am curious to know. I mean, how do you get into character as Agnes? I mean, because you obviously seem like a worldly cosmopolitan individual, and so how does one sweeten it and make it, like old hometown kind of
How about the fact that she's straight and she plays gay?
acting?
Yes, I'm not gay, but I play one on TV.
Hey, I mean,
Yes,
listen.
she fell madly in love with me.
I did. I love her. I just, the answer to the questions
Mhm.
that I just step into.
Okay.
She's like a body waiting for me
Okay.
to step into. And there's no difference between me and her when I'm in her skin.
But you had to
Whoa,
develop
that's
her.
that's deep. Everybody.
Yeah.
That's-
Wait, this is supposed to
Yeah.
be funny, Susan.
Oh. And then I laughed. Who the fuck do you think you're fooling?
No, well, but in all seriousness, though, I mean, like, do you find it like what do you find it relaxing playing Agnes? I mean, do you find it like like a chance to kind of step out of your own skin
No,
for the day and into
because-
someone else's?
Because for me, and actors all feel different about stuff, but it's not about acting; it's about being.
Okay.
Okay, that when I say there's a suit waiting for me to step into, it's a being. It's like an amorphic being
Mhm.
that I can just put my hands in, like a doctor would put his hands in gloves.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I'm there, and I look, and I see the person that I love,
Mhm.
because that's my story. And I'm committed to my story.
It took us a while to sort of develop that when we were rehearsing the play.
It's true.
It
I
takes
absolutely had
time to
all
morph.
kinds of issues. Well, it was a tough time in my life. We did that play at a very difficult time in my life, and it was all I could do to keep my shit together,
Mhm.
And I'm playing opposite somebody who likes to really know what, she's like really precise, and she knows the words, and and she's like really respectful of the work. And I wasn't being disrespectful of the work, but it's like I was fragmented in a lot of ways at that point. And it was just happenstance in life. And it was all okay in the end.
Mhm.
But it was an interesting time, and it was a time of growth for me. And it was so bizarre because when I actually came back
Mhm.
and began to be Agnes,
Mhm.
I really developed a sense of really caring
Mhm.
about Beth as a person. Truly. She's a beautiful person, as is Laura. These are beautiful ladies.
Mhm.
And I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to be a part of it.
Wow.
You're not so bad.
Wow.
You're not bad.
Yeah. And
I might have to
follow
leave the
that,
room.
Beth. Follow that, Beth.
Sorry.
sorry.
No, but you know what though? I mean, listen, how many? It's rare to see a lot of actors have that level of appreciation for the role that they play, and to be able to come back to that.
I
And,
think as people age,
Mhm.
actors age, they start to realize what a gift it is that
Yeah.
we get to do
Yes.
this.
Mhm.
And when you sort of let go on some level of, well, what's it going to do for me?
Mhm.
Well, how can I make this something for me?
Right.
And you just enjoy the work. It really is. It's such a gift to be able to come together for a day, shoot 5 episodes, laugh our asses off.
Mhm.
Laura's friends are the loveliest people on
Uh-huh.
earth. They do it for nothing
Oh,
and a
yes.
turkey sandwich.
Right.
And they work really hard. I mean, one day we shot outside. It was so freaking hot. And everyone's like trying to cover the camera was cooking.
Oh wow.
It kept shutting off.
Uh-huh.
And everyone was doing everything they could to keep Laura in shade, and everyone else is dripping in sweat. I mean,
And I never complain.
Because you were like, I'll be in my trailer.
And if you believe that one, there's a sugar daddy coming in the mail. That's a candy bar.
Oh.
Oh, I'm aging myself. Oh, God.
Noted. Wow. Okay. So Beth, I mean, how did kind of Estelle kind of come to be in your world? I mean, how does it integrate into what you already do as an actor?
I am Estelle.
Oh. Fair
That's
enough.
fucking me.
Yeah.
There really is no difference.
Uh-huh.
She's much older than I am, of course.
Sure.
No, she's me. I mean, really, when I auditioned for it, I was reading these words and I just thought, this is what I would say. This is what I would do. And I don't know if that was the reaction that you got when you had me audition.
Well, if you remember, you came and auditioned for a different role, and then
I auditioned for the
for
cop.
the cop, right?
The detective.
And then I saw that and I went, you would be, would you consider doing this one? And plus, it was a larger role anyway. But and then you read it and it was like, well, originally I had pictured the characters as being a bit older
Mhm.
than these young gals here, but they blew me away. So kind of that's when you adjust and you figure out, how am I going to make this work? Like Tim Gunn says, make it work.
Yeah.
And they and it was, and it worked out so
People
well.
make it work.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, even at the audition, there was a chemistry between Susan and I, because I think the second time, I knew I had Estelle, and I came back and auditioned with a bunch of Agneses.
Okay.
And this
I never knew that.
Yeah.
And the truth is revealed.
Yeah. No, it's true.
great. No, it's
like
true.
finding
And this
finding
lunatic
the
walks
chemistry,
in
yeah.
and frazzled as hell, and I'm thinking, oh my God, she's perfect. So when Laura said, that she cast her, I was like, yes.
Somebody I can pick on.
Yeah.
And then it's just like happenstance how things do come together. It's like, okay, let's figure out when we can do this, and we pick the day, and
Uh-huh.
then and again, it's like looking at the themes and how can we handle a certain story in
Sure.
2 minutes time, and how can we make it work as far as the day to make our day, because you always got to think of the day and
Right.
everybody else's time. So yeah, and
Well, and
there you have it.
things happen topically that we go, oh, gay marriage got legalized, and it was like, okay, we have to do a gay marriage thing.
Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner,
Right.
transgender. I said we got to do a transgender. So it sort of does inform a little bit to what episodes we do.
Yeah, we don't just jump on the bandwagon though. This is popular, let's do it on that.
Yeah,
It does
no, but it's
also
like
lend
this
itself
needs to
the
be
characters.
addressed.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say there are
Mhm.
current events that do need to be addressed, but at the same time, I mean, you're also kind of laying the groundwork for all these other future episodes that you have going on.
Right,
Right.
So
It's absolutely true.
do you get like the opportunity at this point? I mean, granted they're only 2-3 minutes at a time, but I mean, like, dealing with the issues of that community, along with just like kind of classic TV tropes, if you will, like common situations that you can now, you know what I'm saying, is like kind of fish out of water, but fish in
Right,
water,
Right. I mean, because we also deal with menopause now. Any woman, and some men too. I mean, they claim they don't, but everybody goes through some sort of change of life
Mhm.
at a time in their life, and that's a very humorous thing. But it's also a very thing that everybody like pretends that it isn't happening, but it's happening.
Yeah.
And then we deal with the Grim Reaper. I mean,
Mhm.
you have to kind of face your mortality.
Right.
And that's not just strictly a gay or lesbian or even just a woman's issue. It is, like I said, it does cross boundaries.
So if this were a movie, it would be Hot Flash Dance. Anyone? Anyone? Just me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awful.
I'm here all week. Yeah.
Right. Enjoy
But I
the meal.
also want to say something else. Talking about a movie, I think that would it be too presumptuous of me to say that on the 18th of September, there is a film festival at the Krikorian Theater in Monrovia, California, and the head of that festival, who apparently is a huge fan of Ms. Laura Black and Agnes and Estelle, has what you all have put together some issues, and we actually talk about it, Laura.
Nominated for something.
Yeah,
Well,
talk about it.
I selected 6 episodes to
Okay.
show at the festival, so they will be part of a block. And we were nominated for Best Comedy Short and Best Comedy Scene.
Mhm.
So fingers crossed, and put it out to the universe. That'll happen.
Krikorian Theaters, Monrovia, 8 p.m.
Yeah, Friday the 18th of September, 8 p.m. at
Be
the
there,
Krikorian
be
Theater.
square.
Yeah, and a lot of lovely people that are involved with the festival. Del Weston is the director of the festival, and his wife Teresa. They run it. They
Mhm.
do, talk about wearing a lot of hats, and they program it, and they're just wonderful people, and it's a great festival to just have fun at, really.
Right.
So.
And then, second to that or supplemental to that, I guess you guys at some point had picked up a lot of heat around. I think didn't Glad, if I'm not mistaken, like retweet one of your.
Talk about that one,
Yeah.
Laura.
Well, Glad gave us a shout out on their show, on their online show, the Wrap,
Mhm.
and we were mentioned along, may I say, on the same page along with Grace and Frankie, starring the esteemed Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda.
Oh.
So they did give us a shout out on that, which was really cool, and we'll see, just kind of rock and roll. And I had done an interview before, right when we were very first starting it on another radio program,
Mhm.
talking about just.
You mean I'm not your first?
Oh,
Okay, I'm good.
close yours, honey. Close yours.
You're my first, Jason. You're my
Oh, yeah, okay, we're better now.
Yeah. So it was good, just trying to get the word out,
Mhm,
because it's not like I have this huge PR budget to be able to say, okay, go and
Right.
So it really does. The sharing is caring is more
I mean,
important than
every
ever.
day I get notices saying that, 4, 5, 7, 10 people have liked Agnes and Estelle.
Wow.
Every day I get more. So someone's spreading the word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get, because, after our friends all liked it,
Mhm.
all, 12 of them, the word had to get spread. So
Yeah, and the other
now
thing,
it's 1,000.
yeah, the other thing too that I thought was so interesting for me is that my straight friends really related, and they laughed.
Mhm.
They laughed at the menopause episode because just changed the names.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just hysterical. I mean,
Mhm.
everybody could relate to it. So I do think that the genre crossing is, I mean, while we're filling a need and
Mhm.
a niche within the market, our mature LGBT market, we also are hitting just the regular guys that are at the point of their life where they're starting to see some changes.
Oh, I told my chiropractor about it, and he watched it. And the next time I came to the office, his nurse said, "Oh my God, that episode about menopause was so fun." And I was like, "Oh my God." I said, "Well, tell your friends." Oh, I've already, told 10 of them. That's
Well-
sort of how it goes.
Well, let's take a break real quick. We're going to play Samba de Luna. I'll get back into all the artistry around that later. We'll be back here on the Hadley Hour with Agnes Estelle and director Laura Black.
Bye-bye.
It's the Hollywood Rockin' Wrap-Up with your host, Jason Hadley. Lawyers for Chris Brown's baby mama convinced the judge to order the rapper to submit to an on-the-spot drug test as he battles for joint custody. I'm guessing the test will reveal he's had custody of many joints. Candace Swainpole took a nasty spill as she walked the runway during New York Fashion Week. Should her modeling career come to an end, she can always work the runway at JFK International, as they too have to deal with a soul-crushing amount of baggage. Ice Cube's being sued by the photographer who took the photo used on Cube's latest line of t-shirts. No doubt the shirt would have been a huge hit on college campuses, like MIT, where Ice Cube's also known as 32 degrees Fahrenheit to the third power. Come on, who doesn't love a good math joke? After his pants split open, revealing his man parts during a recent show, Lenny Kravitz took no chances at an LA performance dressed in a full-length costume. Technically, both outfits were full-length. And that's the Hollywood Rockin' Wrap-Up. Follow us on Twitter at Rockin' Wrap Up. At Rockin' Wrap Up, everybody. That's the Hollywood Rockin' Wrap Up. The woos you're hearing in the background here are, of course, Beth Robbins and Susan Sommer, the actresses, and the magic behind the comedy duo, the webisodes Agnes and Estelle, Sessions with Agnes Estelle, and, of course, joining them is their director, the illustrious Laura Black.
And writer.
And caterer, and... But that's what you got to do in this business. Now, before we move on and kind of get a little bit deeper into the world of Agnes and Estelle, here in the remaining minutes of the Hadley Hour that you're listening to on Indie100.com, the Mix.fm, Planet Platypus, Excite Radio, Lipsap.com, Nomad Radio, and, of course, WLOR.net. See how I did that all in one breath?
Wow.
Wow. You can always, of course, find Agnes and Estelle out on the interwebs. Of course, you can go to the YouTube there, and you can type in Agnes ampersand Estelle, Agnes ampersand Estelle for their YouTube channel. Where else? Facebook, Agnes and Estelle, spelled out. Agnes and Estelle, did I get that right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, on the Twitter, at Agnes, the letter N, and Estelle.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know why we did that. Why couldn't we just do one?
What instead? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that was.
Blame
that was
me.
that was that was Susan. You know.
Me.
Now don't kid yourself. That is not too far from the personalities. I just typecast. Here they are.
But that's the whole thing, is that, I mean, like Agnes does kind of have that kind of like ditzy kind of quality, but it all works.
What do you mean ditzy? What did I just do that was ditzy?
Like, well, scattered, but sweet. You know what I mean? Is what I'm getting.
Completely
Like,
sweet and sexy.
right. Well,
Extremely sexy.
I'll leave that to Estelle, but because I don't want to interfere in your webisode relationship.
Hands
here.
off, buddy.
Right?
That's right.
Eyes to the ground. Avert your gaze. So we have a few minutes left here. What's next? What does the future hold for Sessions with Agnes and Estelle? What's the end game?
Well, there's various end games, but for now we're looking to start
two.
season 2. Yep,
Okay.
and we're going to start shooting that in November. We're figuring it out. We have, since our cliffhanger, which was called Green Eyed Monster, we're going to definitely address that, and we're going to bring on some guest stars. So we'll figure all that out as we go. But I've already started writing some of the episodes as well, and then we have a few mapped out that we're going to go and try to get it out to the universe, and just get more and more people to know about us, and we'll pay you. No.
Right. Like, I mean, do you envision this as being like a half hour, scripted show?
In a perfect world, it would be a half hour.
Let's talk about the perfect world.
perfect
Let's
world.
put it
Why
out
not?
there.
Why not?
We
Yeah.
need to put it in the space for it to create.
I mean, it could
Amen.
totally work as a half-hour comedy.
Mhm.
It could totally work on something, like Lifetime, like Comedy Central.
Kate and Ally.
Yeah, exactly. It could totally work as that. It could also work as little bumpers in between episodes.
I was just
going to
say
series
that.
of sketches.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
like interstitial programming
Yeah.
on
Comedy Central.
Comedy Central. You want to go like to the Comedy Central level, or do you guys want to keep it at the logo level?
Hell
or-
no.
Right?
Right.
Let's go for the shoot for the
Go.
Well,
stars.
Right.
Go
But-
big or
but
go
there's-
home.
But what's
Right.
great is there's a lot of platforms that are available. I mean, and let's look at it. I mean, Transparent on frickin' Amazon got Emmy nominations. Netflix is getting Emmy nominations. It's not just set to just being, programming on traditional television.
Isn't that great?
Television is everywhere. People want to be mobile with it. So, that's fortunate. I mean, it's fortunate thing that we have a lot of platforms. The unfortunate thing, there's a lot of competition. But what's great is that we have these great people playing these awesome characters, and it's more of a niche. Like I said, it's a great demographic if you're going to do the 18-44, but it's also very saturated, So we're trying to go, and make it as difficult as possible to find an audience.
Yeah. Now, I mean, are you guys doing anything in the way of like outward bound marketing in the sense of like going to like Pride festivals?
Oh yeah,
or any-
Susan and I went to a Pride festival in Long Beach. We made a lot of nice friends,
No doubt.
and
You
we
did.
handed out cards.
And then there was the Leather Shack.
Yeah, the Leather Shack. They wouldn't let us in.
They wouldn't let
Yeah,
you in the
no.
They
Oh.
would not let us in. We didn't have the right card to
Right.
get in.
I was hoping they had shirts and leather pants.
she was
You didn't
hoping-
show them your designer handbag, and you're
Yeah.
like, I'm part of the leather club. Come on.
Yeah.
This is no knockoff.
How do you know me so well?
Yeah, so and they've gone to stuff. We have gone to certain events like that. whatever kind of workshops that I can go to market it, like with other women filmmakers, women writers, things like that. And I was, at this other thing where I was just meeting up with some folks, and I said, here, I'll just happen to have a card here.
Yeah.
I was like, you have to be kind of obnoxious with that.
Yeah,
know?
no
Not
doubt.
too pushy, but also, hey, there it is. Here's all the information right here.
I did a reading for a feature that may or may not get made, and there were working actors that we would know that were sitting at the table, and so somebody said, "What are you up to? I mean, what are you doing?" I just went poop with my card. Here's one for you, and one for you, and one for you.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I don't, I didn't look back to see if they were still on the table, but
we're getting ready to launch our website as well. That's in the process of being built, so that'll also be a good link to a lot of other things. And then, hopefully we'll be able to get some sponsorship and producing, so we can actually have a little bit of money to do more and use that money to promote us.
Imagine product placements.
Yes, and then there's always the mogul that is looking for Agnes and Estelle that has yet to find us.
Yeah.
Right.
He's there, or she.
Yeah, right. Now, I mean, is there with a niche like this, and a lot of there's a lot of Hollywood, I guess they call it the velvet curtain, if you will. I mean, was that a movie? No.
That was Blue Velvet.
That was National Velvet.
Oh, you're right.
In either case, I think we're all, But I mean, like, for example, are there anything in the way of like diversity conferences or like anything that you guys are making your way towards as far as presenting yourself, or is it all just like film festivals and?
We're on the lookout, truthfully.
Yeah. No, we'd love to market to ARP, actually.
Oh.
Just to get that demographic of that the ARP member, 50 plus.
ARP being the AARP, right?
Yeah,
okay.
AARP.
All right,
yeah.
Not like what a seal says.
That's right. The listeners of this station may not know what ARP is. That's
true.
Frightening.
That's true. Yeah.
I would say a majority of our listeners are probably within like the 18 to 29 range.
Ask your grandma what ARP is.
American Association of Retired Persons.
Yes.
ARP.
Oh yeah, but then the good thing about, like, and you talked about the younger viewership, they relate to it because maybe they see it in their moms.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you that some of my 20-something friends will say, "I love Agnes and Estelle. Oh my God, da da da," or even relating to it. Like one gal, she's like 25. She says, "Oh my God, I think I'm going through menopause because I'm always having hot flashes and I can't remember shit."
No, the selfie episode was my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a young girl come up to me in a restaurant.
Oh yeah.
Now that was a trip.
Wow.
Excuse me, are you on Agnes and Estelle? I'm like, my salad is halfway. Yeah. Oh my God, you're so hysterical. I just loved it. I've seen every episode 5 times, and like random in West Hollywood, minding my own business.
She's like, autograph my laptop.
She didn't say she was eating the salad undressed, however.
Yeah.
Hey-o!
Yeah.
Well, we got a couple of minutes here left in the show before we got to close out. I mean, is there anybody that now would be the chance for all the shout outs and the thank yous, and anybody that you want to just like pay homage to here as we close out this episode of the Hadley Hour?
Well, besides these fabulous actresses, all the people that have helped out on
mention all those.
All of my folks, like Jeff Cooper and Leslie Sloan and Jennifer Green and Sheila Ty, and Adam Smith, Mary Eklund, and Bruce Smith, and Grace Green. And I believe I've hit all the folks.
All but one. Let's have a shout out for Beth's house.
Oh,
Beth's house. And for Sophie. Stella. I always want to call.
Buddy's in the pilot.
Buddy is in the
and
pilot.
Stella is in the menopause.
They're dogs.
Yeah, they're my dogs.
The stunt dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but, shout out to all those.
Agnes
folks.
and Estelle have dogs. They're really Estelle dogs, but we have dogs. Occasionally they get in my makeup. It's really bad.
Well, anybody you need to shout out to, say hi mom to, or anything like?
Just a thank you to you, Mr. Hadley, for having us on.
This was
is
fun.
terrific.
This was really fun. Can we do it again?
Absolutely. Are you kidding? I need you guys to come back when you're premiering on some major, cable or television network with your big show. By then, you guys will be too big, and I'll have to go through your handlers and all that sort of stuff. But I'll say that I knew you way back when.
I wish I had a handler.
You better
Yeah.
hurry,
Yeah.
Remember, we're in the AARP crowd. We don't have a lot of time.
Right. They don't award Emmys posthumously, right?
I don't think so. I have faith. I mean, Estelle Getty was like 80, right?
Yeah. But
May she rest in peace.
yeah, no doubt, right? No doubt. Well, that brings us to a close here. Another episode of the Hadley Hour. I do want to make sure that we, unless there's anything else we need to say here in the closing minute that I'm leaving out.
Watch our show.
Please.
Right on. Well, again,
Send money.
Send money, exactly. Don't forget there is the World of Kickstarter for you guys. So, but in the meantime, make sure that you check out Agnes and Estelle again on YouTube. Agnes and Estelle. That's an ampersand, of course. Facebook, Agnes and Estelle, and Twitter, Agnes and Estelle. I'm Jason Hadley. You've been listening to the Hadley Hour here on Indie100.com, the Mix.fm, Planet Platypus, Excite Radio, Libsap.com. Planet Platypus, did I say that already? I might have. Said it again. WLOR.net, of course, Nomad Radio. You guys are awesome for supporting the Hadley Hour and artists like Agnes and Estelle, and of course the director, writer / everything extraordinaire, Laura Black. So that concludes it, and we're out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cooking class?